Okay, it's JDS, Sport Talks video. I want to first apologise for any background noise you might hear. Next door is having a party, it's someone's birthday. So if you can hear background noise, I'm sorry. I don't have much I can really do about it. So you're going to have to deal with it. There's no real story per se today. I haven't really looked for one, to be fair. I just want to talk about this for today's video. Talk about the Eagles and how we didn't play well at all. I'm going to start with Fremantle first, with their game, because I want to talk about the two West Australian games yesterday. That's what we're going to talk about today. Fremantle looked decent. Fife looked slow in the first half. He looked like he didn't really even want to be there. He looked like he just really couldn't get into the rhythm of the game again. But by half-time, he seemed to, late in the second, he seemed to sort of find a little bit. And then through the third, he got his way back into the game and back to sort of semi-normal Fife. Very similar sort of game in terms of really everything compared to the Essendon game. Just probably only difference is there was less, I guess, pace to it. They seemed a bit slightly slower than the Essendon game was, and Fife didn't get his eye smashed this time either. They also lost by a very close margin, and there was a mark that was not paid to, I believe it was, Lob. I believe it was Lob, took the mark on the line, directly in front of goal. I did talk about this already. I did in the last video. Took the mark on the line, got his arm knocked, dropped it, wasn't given a goal. Yeah, that was a bad decision, and I think the umpires would agree with that, even if they say they don't. I don't know if they have said they don't, but I think they would agree with that. It was a very poor decision. That was definitely a mark. He completely held it, all control of the ball. Opposition knocked his arm, dropped it. Can't do that in AFL. In terms of deserving to win or lose, I believe probable a deserved win for the winners. Who did they verse again? Brisbane Lions. Yeah, they deserve to beat them. They seem to be in pretty good control of the game. It's just a bit of a good fight from Fremantle that kept him in it, really. They seemed like the worst team, in my opinion, throughout the game. Yeah, especially during the first half with their midfield, Lachie Neale was all over Nat Fife, and they really seemed on top. As I said, Fremantle did well to keep themselves in the game for as long as they did. Now let's move on to the Eagles game. Now I was expecting a win, as you would. Premiers 2018 versus entirety existence of the club in the bottom half of the league. They've never, I don't believe, unless I'm wrong, Gold Coast have never finished above the top half of the ladder, and they've been, by most critics, I guess, people, they've been put for favourites for Wooden Spoon, which is last position if people don't know, which we should not be losing to. I knew, being Eagles, that it wasn't going to be an easy win. We never make it easy on ourselves. We always try and make it hard. But I didn't expect us to do what we did. There was a good little flurry in probably 7 minutes into the first quarter. And then after that, that was all there was. Like, before that, there was nothing. Gold Coast were in control. I guess at the very first attack or so, we looked like General Eagles. In control of the game. Can't say in control of the game for General Eagles, can ya? What you'd expect from a team who won 2 years ago against a team who's favourite for Wooden Spoon, and a team who is being tipped by some as, well, it's changed a bit since the Hubs, but tipped by some as Premiership chance contenders, I guess, including myself, which I guess is a bit biased because I'm an Eagles fan, but I put us up for probably getting to either the prelim or the granny. But the way we played last night, I can't. Well, I'm not saying that we're not going to by any means. I reckon we still will get quite deep in the finals. But if we play like we did last night, we ain't going anywhere this season. We're sitting in the bottom 5. But we won't play that all season. We'll probably play the first half all season the same, because we love making it hard, love making ourselves have to chase arse for the whole game and win the last few minutes, which I said would be a problem for us if we can't seem to resolve that bit this year, because the games are short of halves, quarters even. But yeah, there was no real intention. Like players like Yo, they didn't show any want for the ball. They just sort of sat back and sort of, yeah, he'll get it. Like I literally saw Yo's the man when we're winning, who will normally chase a man down and tackle him when he's breaking away from the opposition. I think it was mid-late third quarter. He's just sort of just dawdling, jogging, watching him run down the middle of the field. Normally he'd be the guy chasing him, diving to get him to the floor. But there's just no motivation from some players, from too many players yesterday. And it resulted in us losing by like 40 something. It was double, won by double our score, which is just not good enough for any team, let alone a team we won 2 years ago against Wooden Spoon favourites. Especially with a team, our team's better now I'm talking better as in on paper, we are better now than we have been in a while. Excluding Kennedy being our full forward still because he's not up to it. No matter what anyone says, I don't feel Kennedy's up to it anymore. Had one chance, missed. Alright. And he doesn't do enough anymore. Like he used to not even miss. And he would do more than he does now. Now he does less around the field generally and misses shots and drops marks. Dropping marks. If you want to see him drop marks, watch Darling. He drops marks like crazy. He's got hard hands way too often. And I swear he wasn't like that when he was younger, but his hard hands, and his kicking is more accurate, although he shanked one on the weekend of it. But his kicking is pretty accurate now. It used to be pretty dodgy. Me and my family reckon it's because they got him so big that his calves and just all out of whack for a while. Needed to retrain muscle memory. That's not English. Retrain his muscle memory to kick with a bulkier body. And he's obviously now dealt with that problem because his kicking is much more accurate. He just needs to get the soft hands. The best example is in the grand final last year after we had just been in front. He had 5 or 6 meters around him, no real pressure apart from being in the grand final to take this mark. Fairly easy kick, 30, 40 meters away I think it was from him max. And into the hands, hard hands onto the floor. Now this is an AFL player doing this. This isn't me down at the park with some mates or me in my local footy game. This is an AFL player who has won a premiership and wasn't a minor player in that team. And he is hard hands dropping a ball. An easy one. And he does it often. He even did drop the chest mark. There's so many problems in that game. And they're problems that really probably are the reason why we fall behind early in games a lot. If we just fix them, we would make our life so much easier. And can we just not make our life hard against easy teams like we did last year and the year before and the last half decade of Eagles? We just love making it hard for ourselves. Anyway, I'm ranting a bit now. It's been JDS. Thanks, bye. See you next time. See ya.